Let me update what I'm making because it's not pink cake, it's pizza. Okay, hello. Starting recipe cooking time. Rule one, I'm rule zero. I'm making all of the foods, including pizza. That is not in all caps. I had like a brief moment where I was like, did I put pizza in all caps? That's a little bit too much enthusiasm. It is rainy out, which means I am sleepy. Okay, rule one, I have to use all of the ingredients listed in the game. Rule two, I can add any additional ingredients that make sense as long as they're not available in the game. Rule three, as much as possible, make the recipes myself. Rule four, as much as possible, use sort of fancy ingredients. Rule five, as much as possible, take inspiration from the in-game images and descriptions. Rule six, as much as possible, try to make them actually tasty. And rule seven, have fun. I'm making pizza, which is, of course, made of wheat flour, tomato, and cheese. And it's popular for all the right reasons. Um, so here's my beautiful plan. I'm gonna start getting the dough ready while the yeast rises. I'm gonna get the sauce started because it calls for a tomato. So I have just whole tomatoes, um, with which I will be making the sauce for it. And that might kind of take a while to like let it reduce and everything. So I'll do that while the dough rises. The pizza dough recipe I usually make, which I am probably gonna pull up just to like check the amounts real quick. Doesn't really need to rise for that long, but I'm gonna not use sugar because I'm not allowed to per the rules of this challenge that I have set for myself. So I'm gonna just give it a little bit longer to rise. Um, I don't know if that will like help it do better in the absence of sugar. Um, it might kind of be a moot point once the yeast has been activated. I'm not sure. Maybe that'll help. So whatever. But right now, I'm just putting yeast in a bowl of warm water and letting that do its thing. Normally, you would put like a teaspoon of sugar in with this, um, but I'm not doing that on account of the challenges. Okay, next up, I probably want the big cutting board for this, honestly. I have got some beautiful heirloom tomatoes that are a little bit squishy, but that's fine. It's gonna be sauce. Um, so this is my fancy ingredient for today. I got them from the farmer's market. I'm gonna save a chunk of one of these to cut up and put on top of the pizza because the image in the game has little red dots, and I'm gonna interpret that as just extra little pieces of tomato. It also had green, which I was thinking spinach, but I do actually have basil, so maybe that'll be basil. I don't know. Maybe it'll be spinach and basil, or maybe I'll do like it's clearly not a margarita pizza, is the thing. So I don't think I should make it a margarita pizza. Maybe I'll make, one that's just looks exactly as much as What is a slice? I don't know. Whatever. Probably also wash these. Did not do that yet. Sometimes I'll like wash my veggies before I start streaming. But I didn't do that on this one, so I should do it now. Okay. I also should get out. Honestly, do I want to use one of these little pots? Because I really don't want to have more sauce than will fit in one. Sure. Let's do that. I'm also like not totally sure what the best way to make tomato sauce completely from scratch is. Usually when I make my own tomato sauce, I make it from like a can of crushed tomato. So I'm just gonna cube this bad boy up, and I guess probably like cook it, and then just like use my immersion blender. Um, I have sort of a hunch that this will turn out kind of kind of a watery tomato sauce. I don't know if that's actually going to be true. Maybe it won't. Maybe once it gets blended, the like flesh will be more prominent. But I feel like since we're going from just entire tomato, that feels like it'll be kind of watery. I don't know. You can also just like eat a chunk of this. It's a good tomato. Oh, it's also pretty sweet, which is good because I'm not gonna add sugar to the sauce. Um, Not that I would anyway. I am not a sugar in tomato sauce kind of person. Um, but okay. Yeah, I'll just put these. Um, okay, I can't use olive oil. I'm trying to decide if I want to put like a little bit of butter in. I'm just gonna straight up throw these in this pot. Um, cool. And also gonna rinse this off. Grab it. Use it later. Awesome. Love that the lid to these pots has not been cleaned. Okay. Then I will think probably also like just add some salt once I have my hand dryer. Probably also shouldn't wipe it on my pants on account of my pants are like the most covered in cat hair that they could possibly be. Also, while that is heating up, uh, General recipe. How much flour do you use again? It's 2.5 cups. It is 2.5 cups. Cool. Okay. That's really all I need to know. Okay. Cool. Oh God, that's so much salt. I ran out of kosher salt, so I got a new thing of it, and then immediately like broke the box. Um, so salt jar, like the the little like pory spout thing. I broke it. So yeah, that uh it doesn't. I'm wondering honestly if like the tomato skins should not be in here, but oh well, they are. Okay, got some salt. Mix that up. Sort of, sort of squish this stuff down. Um, if this goes like horribly, and this is like unusable as a pizza sauce, I think I do have a jar of sauce. So worst case scenario, I'll use that. And I still have some of my, beautiful tomato to slice up and put on top. Um, okay. Okay. I'm going to also put some pepper from my pepper shaker that sounds like it's kind of almost empty. Okay, I'm gonna refill my pepper grinder. Yeah, that is done. We're gonna put pepper in there. And probably some like basil and oregano, I think. That's enough pepper for now. And my dad's more later. No basil or oregano as well. Yes, it is. And then maybe after I do this, I'll throw some additional just like Italian seasoning. I know I've got some in there somewhere. My other thought is that I might, depending on, and I think this is something that if I add it, I will add. Oh shoot, garlic. Yeah, I'll do garlic powder and regular garlic. We can throw the garlic powder in now, and then uh, chop up some garlic. Oh no, I can't use regular garlic. Garlic powder I have said is fine, but regular garlic is an ingredient that is not in this recipe. Um, do I want to do onion? Probably not, honestly. I was thinking about maybe throwing some onion as a topping. Um, but we'll see. Yeah, this is very soupy. I think probably what I'll do is like and I'm trying to decide if I want to like simmer it before or after I blend it. I think probably a little bit before and then do some after. I am gonna just like try and let a bunch of the water boil off. Um, and that will hopefully sort of help reduce it. Was there anything else I wanted to add? I guess I'll like see if it's good. Oh, I should totally add a little bit of like crushed red pepper. Although, is that hot pepper? I think that might be hot pepper, which is not in this recipe. I will not do that. It's fine. I feel like the pizza sauce doesn't need to be spicy. Right. Honestly, tasting pretty good. Um, I would just like for the texture to be different. So I will let that go for a little bit while I mix up this um pizza dough. And then let it rise while I continue to work on that. Okay. You it's this yeast does not look the most activated to be honest, but like whatever. I think it's probably good. Need the shrimps somewhere. Don't don't flop, please. Mm, maybe 4. I bet you there is just about exactly 2.5 cups of flour in this bag. Yeah, close enough. Other bag to like flour my surface and everything. Usually it needs a little more. Sort of knead it in and it calls for it. Okay, this is boiling. I'm gonna let it boil and not reduce it to a simmer. Um, so I'm thinking this crust is probably gonna be kind of more of like a harder like crackery or like thin crust than it normally would come out. Um, because it also calls for olive oil in it, which oil can't use it. Um, but I have made it before and just forgotten to add the oil at the right time. Um, and then like had a dough that I like tried to knead oil into that I feel like was not that successful, and it came out fine. So you know, I think that was thunder. I'm not totally sure. Um, if I were working unrestricted, I would put olive oil in my pizza dough, but I don't think it's like it's not gonna be inedible because I got uh, get up all of that flour here in the bowl. Um, you go here. While I eat this up. All right. Paul, go there. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. And then throw a towel on top, cover it up. This is where towels live, not down. Okay. I will let this rise until I feel that I'm done with it. Normally it's like, oh, just do it for like 10 minutes. I'm going to clean a couple of things up. Um, and then tend to this sauce for a little bit, and then once I feel that it's time, I'll heat the oven. Okay. I think I'm gonna let it keep going a little longer before I blend it. Get my blender out though. Then I will try and think of what else I can do to be efficient about this. Not sure. Okay, let's see. Trying to think what else. Actually, you know what might be a good idea to figure out anything else I might want to put in my sauce is to look at the ingredients list of this sauce. Okay, this has tomato pure. Oh, it has tomato paste. I do have tomato paste actually. Maybe I should add some of that because I only need like a tablespoon of it and I never use up. Okay, this has onions in it. I'm not gonna bother adding onions. Um, what was it that I literally just said? Tomato paste. Um, I'll grab it and I'll see how it seems texture wise once I feel that I can't just like improve it by waiting, you know? Maybe I do feel that it's time to blend it. Is that just me being impatient? Possibly. I will probably do a little mute myself, so that it's not just blending noises. Okay, the sauce is smooth now. I guess the downside to this is that then it like kind of pops and gets everywhere. while it's simmering. But oh well. It's definitely more liquidy than I would want for a like pizza sauce. Um, so I am gonna let it continue to simmer for a little while. Let's see. Where's my basil? Where's my basil? Um, I'll leave the spinach in there. But I think I probably will. I like to throw a lot of veggies on a pizza. Normally, I always put mushrooms when I make pizza, but I can't do that today. Um, it's more I'm wondering also if I let the dough rise longer, if that'll be like fluffier than normal. Um, and maybe that'll kind of help offset the my assumed sort of like crackleriness of um the this version of the dough that doesn't have sugar or oil. Um, I have regular mozzarella and I also have fresh mozzarella. Did I completely just get the fresh mozzarella for the dinner that I had this week that was big salad and then not use it in the big salad? That I anyway, usually I'll do usually I'll go for fresh mozzarella on my pizza. I may do regular I may do regular mozzarella and fresh mozzarella. I don't know. Cause like the honestly, the pizza in Stardew Valley doesn't even quite look like it's mozzarella at all. It's like it looks like a yellower cheese. Um, which like I don't know. I feel like sometimes on pizza, mozzarella will brown well, and I guess maybe also a little bit with the like sauce ends up looking kind of yellow. Um, but I don't know. Not really sure where I was going with that. I think I started to say this and I didn't actually finish. But one thing I was thinking of possibly doing to thicken this up is to add some nutritional yeast. I feel like that would maybe be good because it's just like it's going on pizza, so it's already got like a cheesy flavor. And it does feel like it's thickening up, which is nice. Also gonna turn it up a little bit just because it's kind of only barely simmering. Um, and I guess I'm just gonna want to like stir it pretty regularly so that it doesn't like burn to the bottom of my pan. Um, I was talking to my mom the other day and she was telling me about like oh, they made like a, list of the 100 best movies of the 21st century so far. Um, and she like sent me the link to like look at it, and so I like looked through it. Um, there are a few on there that I'm like, really? Um, but there are also a lot on there that I'm like, it makes sense that the people that you asked would put this on this list. One thing that actually I was like kind of annoyed at, I don't know about annoyed. One thing that I think absolutely should have been on there that I think I like went and looked through all of the like ballots and stuff too. So I guess that would be like the honor. I'm counting that as sort of the honorable mentions, and I didn't see it on any of them either. Is I saw the TV Glow. I think that is definitely one of the 100 best movies. You know, do I think it's like number one? Maybe not. Like it's one of my favorites, but like definitely top 100. Come on. I think I'm trying to remember if Sinners was on there. I think it was. That's also a good movie. Um, but if it wasn't, I would be like, oh well, maybe it was like they collected how long that movie's been out. I guess kind of a while. Um, but like that's something where it's like, oh, it's this year. I kind of can understand why it wouldn't. And like I guess TV Glow isn't like that old, so mm, there's like an argument to be made that like the longer term cultural impact is like not solidified yet. But like there were plenty of movies from the past like couple of years that were on it. Um, I don't know. Um, Plenty of things on there. I brought this up because I'm like, I don't know, maybe I don't really have anything planned after this. I'm like, maybe I'll watch a movie that I've been like meaning to get to um after this. Uh I wonder if I should like I mean I'm making pizza. The question is, do I want to also when I'm eating it like or right now maybe just like do I want to have a beer? I have actually I have a couple that I should probably throw in the fridge because I don't have any of them that are cold right now. Um, that are these honeysuckle flavored summertime ales. They're pretty good. Um, I like a beer with a weird flavor. And then I have like and I just have like some Guinnesses and some of the easily the strangest beer I've ever had. Not the worst. Definitely not the worst. Not the best either, but weirdest for sure. Which is a cheer wine ale. Um, it is made with cheer wine, I guess. uh, that's fascinating. It's like fine. It's solid. I, you know. But it tastes like you are drinking kind of just like a pretty normal beer and a cheer wine next to each other at the same time, and they don't mix. Um, which is very, very strange. Okay, let's see. So those are my options if I'm like, oh, I want to have pizza and beer. Um, or I guess I could like go get other kinds. It's very hot. Um, and still kind of tastes like it did when I last tasted it. It kind of seemed like it's reduced a bit. Um, we may, I don't know. I was gonna say I may blend it a little more, but I think it's like smooth enough. Um, I think maybe what I should do is um start preheating the oven and let that keep going until that's done, and then roll out the dough and everything. Um, uh, that was the other thing that I wanted to check for the um pizza dough recipe is what temperature to bake it at. 'Cause I never remembered 450 or 230 Celsius. Um, which I feel like every time I make it, I'm like, this feels so. Um, I'm always like, this feels so high of a temperature to bake this at, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's completely normal. Um, checking on my MMOLB team. They forgot how to play baseball today, but I think they are remembering. Um, we did completely blow our positive run differential, but not our win. Um, okay. I think I will add some nutritional yeast, um, as a sort of, you know, flavor, but also thickener. And because gotta add nutritional yeast to everything under the sun. Um, actually add it to everything, but I feel like a lot of the recipes that I've made for this are sort of ones that it doesn't actively clash with the flavor of, and I have some, miscellaneous secondary reason to be using it. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool and see if maybe I can more successfully taste test it if I'm not like actively burning my mouth in the attempt. I'm just gonna push down my dough as well, for no particular reason. Um, I mean, it does kind of just taste like new controls right now. Um, on account of I just added that in, and I feel like it's always kind of something that like you gotta let. Okay, punch it down. Gonna let it go a little longer. I think I probably don't need the tomato paste, honestly. Okay. Do you think I'll throw? Where is the Italian seasoning? I know it's in like a big stupid container. Okay, well, I found a non-big stupid container of Italian seasoning, which will do just fine. Uh, normal size. Okay, gonna mix that in. Rebalance a little bit, I think. I do think this is like sauce wise. So after I taste test this, I will turn taste test this. I will turn on the oven, I think, and then let that simmer. Oven's preheated. Off. Let it cool until the oven's preheated. I don't know. That might be better actually if I let it cool. Yeah, I mean, seemed good. Okay, be gone. Okay, okay. Preheat on. When it is done, we shall construct the pizza. That's probably two pizzas. I will let that burner cool off before I put a pan on it. I go pop in the next room and water my mint. Um, I gotta think of like what mint would be good in terms of like Stardew cooking recipes. I also really need to prune my mint plant. It's got a bunch of like dry, dead twigs all around it. Um, that that probably would be good to remove so that they don't like, I don't know, take away energy from the rest of it that's actually like alive. Let's see. I think I will just prep my toppings and put them in this little bowl so that I can get rid of my get rid of the cutting board here for when I need to roll out the dough. buddy. What's up? My cat's here. Um, there's so much tomato of varying states on this board. I don't know why I really bothered to wipe it off, considering I think it makes more sense to just like pick the leaves off of the basil, actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut it up. Enough of the leaves that I have left on this basil are like already pretty small. So I'll put this in here. I'm gonna scare my cat away. Gonna wipe down this counter. Let that dry. Pop this stuff real quick. I'm probably gonna have leftover sauce, which is like fine. I'll find something to do with it. Get out cheese that I have. I'll I'll get all the kinds of cheese that I might possibly use on either of the. Okay. Thought I was like tripping over a towel that had fallen down, but I think in fact it was just my catching my foot on my pant leg. All right. How are you doing, Doe? This leaf definitely seems like it has risen somewhat. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll leave you here while I get the thing ready. Um, how warm are you still? It's probably still kind of too hot to. Oh, you know what? Just gonna throw that down. I can put. Yeah, I should put one on the other one too, so that it's even. So, there we go. The annoying thing about this, fuck my stupid Baka life. Um, sorry for the tinfoil noises. Um, apparently I'm bad at using basic kitchen equipment. Um, the thing that's annoying about this recipe baking at 450 degrees is that that is too hot for parchment paper, which I kind of would prefer to use over tinfoil, but um, I also don't want like parchment paper toxins in my pizza, so I will deal with it and just sprinkle some flour and hope that that does the trick for being um what's the word I'm looking for not sticking. Love and delight to my roommate. She did cook salmon directly on the pan, which was kind of a pain to clean. um, and I'm like, foil, parchment paper. It makes it easier to clean. I'm also like always thinking about how can I cook and make the least amount of dishes possible. Rolling pin is what I was for. Um, which I know is not sort of everyone's default state in the kitchen. Um, okay, let's split this bad boy in half. Um, and roll it out. And I'm gonna do my best to make this circular. Normally, I don't do that when I make pizza, and it just sort of is like a long oval. Um, because I make it on a big cookie sheet, so I don't have like a round pan. Um, and then it has, the strangest possible shape when I cut it. Not really. I usually just like, the slices are just kind of irregular, but I make them triangles. Um, I like don't really know how to do the like, sing it style of pizza. Um, dough making into the shape that you want it. I guess the question is, do I want to try and do both of them at once? Where are the rocks right now? One of them is very high, and I'm gonna move it down. I honestly maybe that might be worthwhile. The thing is, I don't like my other cookie sheet. So maybe I won't. I guess this is gonna be the one that's like the Stardew Valley one. So I can make and the other one is going to be my lunch tomorrow. Um, so maybe I'll just make that afterwards. I'll probably construct it while this one cools and then bake it off stream. Um, yeah, okay. Well, now we're just hanging out until the oven preheats. And I'm gonna mark off my mint reminder. Gotta go pick up a hold from the library. Uh, maybe I'll do that after I eat. Um, I'm trying to think also if there's any other like sides that I want to make myself. Normally I would do a salad, but I already ate all of my salad ingredients. I got I was like really in the mood for having just like a big old salad. Um, so a couple days ago I was like, all right, that's my dinner. Um, I also made some tofu, but I just had like a bowl of tofu and a big old bowl of salad, and it was really good. Um, which I don't know, maybe I'll be putting that in the like heavy rotation of meals. Um, there is this is my s'mores stuff. Not very well organized. Honestly, my pantry is not very organized right now as well. Okay, oven's almost done preheating, I think, which is nice because I want to eat food. Um, wonder how my new guy is doing. My team. That is the answer. I I recomposed him today. I've put a guy in the mulcher for doing really bad, and the replacement is kind of also doing bad, but also has only been around for like not very long. So I will not yet mulch him again. Um, I have a pitcher also who's been doing so bad, and I'm like, I want to give you until you pitched like 70 or 75 innings. 'Cause he's a reliever, but it's not looking good. That 9+ ERA is not doing you favors, buddy. Um, so probably that guy's also gonna go in the mulcher. We'll see. Last season I was mulching people left and right, and this season I have not been doing that because I guess I'm like more attached to my players or whatever. There's none that are particularly like stand out my favorite, other than the one whose name is Connie, because my cat's name is Connie. Um, so I have in gym that's just my cat playing baseball. But yeah, I turned it back on. Are you not almost done preheating? Gotta figure out what bug I'm gonna draw today. What's a nice charismatic bug that people like? Yippee! Okay. Sauce. Maybe I won't have a ton of extra sauce actually. Probably like a little bit, but seems like I'm using almost half of it here. Okay. Cheese. I'm a bunch of cheese on my pizza kind of guy, personally. But then I also put a bunch of toppings, so I don't know. I feel like maybe um sort of proportionally it's kind of normal. Um, I'm gonna do toppings and then sprinkle some Parmesan on top of that. All right, tomatoes. I'm gonna actually take this one off because that one's green and the tomatoes are for being red. And then I'll do little bits of basil, and then I'll probably spinach on there. Shout out spinach, not in Stardew Valley. Thus, I'm allowed to eat it. Okay. Spinach. I don't actually, I don't, honestly, probably just gonna grab like these three large things and tear them up. Where? Yeah. Clothespins. There we go. Um, now this feels like not very much veggies. However, I'll make up for it with my other pizza that I make. That one will be sort of it's like when they do like a showcase at GDQ, um, that like they pre-recorded if it's something that's like kind of hard to do live, where they're like, okay, we're just gonna show you how this works outside of our like official speed run of the game. Here's this like other category or whatever. Um, Pizza number two will be showcase of how I normally make pizzas. Um, um, Parmesan. I can get the bag open. I will throw this bad boy in here for, I don't know, 17 minutes. Usually do somewhere 15 to 30. Um, then we'll clean this up a little bit. Pre-flour my rolling pin, and I'm gonna roll out the other dough now, and then I'll figure out where I'm gonna how I'm gonna whatever do the roll out the next thing. Um, okay, you can go back here. Where you live, you can go here. It's probably about the same size. It is good because that's how big fits on the. Fill that bowl up with some water. Get a cooling rack out. I'm gonna kill and destroy my pizza circle. Oh, I'm done with this. With the I'm not done with the flour. There we go. Okay. Trash cans look kind of full, but trash day is tomorrow, so I'm like, well, let me just like, I don't want to take this bag out today if I can like fit one more day's worth of trash in it. I've been thinking a lot about this book that's not very good lately. Um, it is it's a bunch of um like folklore short stories. Folklore kind of a strong word. I'm sure some of them are like based on actual folk tales. I'm also sure that some of them are just completely made up by the author. Um, and uh, I am going to hopefully my friend will have enough time to do this with me to make a podcast about them. Um, Raining, I think, unless it's just wind blowing the water out of stuff. Did I have a notification on my computer? What was that? I don't know. Something showed up on my computer. Um, I completely forget what I was saying. Something about the rain. I get so tired when it's raining out. Like yesterday, it was actually Sunday, it was raining all day, but I was like kind of out and about, and that in like such a way where I had pretty good energy. Yesterday, it was raining all day, and I was really tired all day. And today also, it was raining all day, and I was really tired. And like the stuff I had to do at work today also was like not particularly helping with the fact that I was like, I would love to fall asleep right now. But I was, actively at work. And then I'm also just like not that good at taking naps. I would rather just like go to bed early. Um, because I feel like number one, I just like tends to have a hard time falling asleep for a nap. Um, and number two, I'm like, and this is probably part of why I like don't fall asleep for naps very easily. I'm like, well, I'm like wasting this like useful time, and then I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be later, which is less useful time for me most days. Um, like there's less stuff that I can get done or feel like I can get done. And I'm gonna grab my water on account of I should drink some water. I did learn that if I go to the furthest point away from the kitchen, that is, I think, maybe just far enough that my headphones will disconnect from Bluetooth. Um, because I started the stream and then was like, oh, I need to go grab something, and went into my room, which is like the furthest point from here that is still in my house. Honey, are you also falling asleep? You look so sleepy. Hmm. Swamp. Oh, beautiful. All right. Actually, this looks very Stardew Valley pizza. I'm quite pleased with this. Um, I'm going to do this. Let that cool on the cooling rack while I construct the other one, and then I will taste test it, and then we will be done. And I can go eat my dinner. Um, this. Let's see. Does it seem like the flour helps? Because I was kind of, it seems can't hurt to do a little bit of flour sprinklage. She's fair. Oh, this. Okay. Well, yes. Okay. No sauce. Just use all of it. That's definitely too much sauce. Oh well. It's okay. It's fine. We'll fix it by putting. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do for this. I'm gonna do Parmesan as a base. Sort of maybe absorb some of that extra sauce that I'm working with. And then sprinkle in some tomatoes. Definitely won't help with the sort of liquid situation. That's it. And then I'm gonna do basil, right? And then some spinach. And then I'm gonna put more cheese on top of that. And I'm gonna hope that by putting actually, you know what? Let's do the fresh mozzarella and then spinach on top of sort of I think that layering will work better. Problem with using fresh mozzarella is that it has more moisture, and so it always I feel like there's always just like strange liquid that is definitely from the mozzarella when I put it on pizza, but it's okay. Maybe, maybe this is the solution. Maybe doing normal pizza, then fresh mozzarella, then additional toppings is the way to do it. The other thing with is that like spinach like shrinks so much. So I'm like, may as well just like cover the whole thing. Not even that much spinach. Okay. I'm gonna kind of pull stems off somewhat. Right. This is sort of here, I should bring it closer. This is usually what a pizza I make looks like before it goes in the oven. Um, but 17 minutes last time. Um, if that'll do for this as well. Mm, and laid out. Uh, not lose my thing for that. Okay. I'm gonna get my toothpick cutter. I'm gonna. It's so kind of hot. Clear some space off. Okay. I'm also gonna actually pop this here real quick, even though it probably would make more sense to cut the pizza first and then do this. Oh well. All right. I guess first, since Stardew Valley pizza is not sliced, here is how it looks. Pretty good, I think. Um, Second, since I would like to eat pizza slice wise, um, throwing the slices over top of each other. Be nice to me. There Never make it home. Um, okay. I mean, it's pizza, kind of hard to go wrong with it. The crust, I should probably. I honestly can't really tell a difference from how it usually comes out. It might be like a little bit airier, and like it didn't brown very much, which I think is because of the no sugar in it. But otherwise, I mean, came out pretty normal. So yeah. Hello. Well, um, I think that's all from me. So cool. Bye.